Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Move Daily Fitness. My name's Tracy, and this workout, we're doing the perfect beginner workout. All right, it's gonna be a little bit of a combination between cardio and strength. We're gonna start with a cardio warm-up. I want you to increase blood flow, get the heart warmed up, get the muscles ready to lift, and then we'll move into lifting. The format within that will be 40 seconds of work, 15 seconds in between. I'm gonna repeat each circuit through twice to give you a little bit of opportunity to lift heavier that second circuit, but not so much that we're fatiguing ourselves overly, okay? The goal is always to be able to show up again tomorrow. Now, you're gonna require a variety of dumbbells for the workout. Here are the dumbbells I might suggest a beginner start with, but of course, lift within your own abilities. Grab something to sit on. I'm gonna use my bench, but a stable chair is good as well. All right, we'll start you with a warm up and we'll end with a cool down. If you're looking for a program this summer to take you through the whole of July and August so that you can stay on track with your fitness, grab our Summer Strong calendar. You can click or tap the card at the top of the screen or take a look in the description below. All right, are you ready to move daily? Me too, let's do it. Okay, what should we put on the watch? You could do interval training, functional workout, any of those would be fine. Let's start with soft knees, front and back bends here. Just warming things up before we start with that cardio component. And again, I will do all no jumping, low impact. Okay, if you are an advanced person using this workout because you just like following along with me, you can kick it up on the cardio, lift heavier on the weights. Good. Okay, hang onto a wall or something. We're gonna do some cars, hip cars here. So just a nice big circle with that hip. Let's do 4 to the back, 4 to the front. All right, reverse direction here. Bring it back. Warming up your ball and socket in the hip here. Now, only do what you can. Don't go so high that it makes the other glute cheek seize up. Okay, that can happen. So just go nice and gentle. Switch sides. And if it's just a shallow one, that's fine. This is something to definitely practice though as you go through your life. As you live your life, you can practice this. All right, switch directions. We're always gonna need that hip mobility, so if you feel like it's tight for you, this is a good exercise to include. Last one here. Good. Some arm circles here. Switch direction. And take it wide. Hand to toe tap. If you can't touch your toe, touch your shin or your knee. Really stretch that other arm up to the ceiling, reaching up and stretching in the pec area. Two more here. Good. And let's go into a little sweep of the heel. Alternate sides. Reach down low and we're stretching in through that hamstring. Lower back is warming up here. Last two. And we'll finish with a torso turn. Draw the elbow across the body so you stretch in through that middle back. And there we go. All right, we're starting with the cardio. Let's go. All right, we're gonna start with 2 kicks, 2 knees right there. You can kick low. If you can't kick high, that's fine. Alternating that. Get ready. 2 kicks. Here we go. So 1, 2, and knee. 1, 2. Good. 1, 2, 1, 2. Nice, tap that out in between here. Going into your butt kick. All right, we're gonna front punch, overhead reach right there. Shoulders back, here we go. So you're front and up. And tap right here. Okay, grapevine. So behind and knee, behind and knee. Go your pace. Don't trip on yourself. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and knee. 1, 2, 3, and knee. And center. Okay, round 2, same exercises, just one more round here. Kick it up if you'd like. I'm going back to the low impact. 2 kicks, 2 knees. Here we go. Kick, kick, knee, knee. That's it. Add a punch if you'd like. Tap here, butt kicks, front punch, overhead reach. You can kick here for higher impact if you wish. I'll stay low. Let's work here and reach, and reach. We're feeling that heart rate rise. That's good, that's what we want. We'll grab some water shortly, then move into our strength training. We got one more cardio though, so stay with me here. And tap, good. All right, into that grapevine. 1, 2, 3, and knee. Stepping behind. Ready, and work. 1, 2, 3, good. You can kick it up a bit here if you want a little side shuffle hop instead. Halfway, push, push. Nice. Okay, grab some water. Get your bench or your chair handy. Take a look at the screen. That's the next set of exercises coming up. We're moving into a narrow, wide sit squat. I'm gonna hold some 5-pound dumbbells on my shoulders. This can be done without weight. Sit on your chair. You're going to stand up with feet narrow, and then we're gonna move to feet wide. Here we go. So you stand straight up, reach your hips back, feet together, straight up, hips go back. So the name of the game is to keep the shin perpendicular to the floor. So we don't want knees to go over the toes. I want you to push straight up from the heels. And then don't plop. Control the down and up. If you're not comfortable squatting so narrow, just keep it wide. That's fine too. It's a little easier when you're wider because you don't have as high to go. Right? Good. Holding those 5s, we're gonna go into a neutral grip shoulder press. So hold them here. We're gonna single, single, double right there. Keep the core engaged, little pelvic tilt, shoulders back. So we single, other side. Now together, push. Good. And this can be slightly in front of your body, just ever so slightly right out to the front. Don't look up at the weight, but it doesn't have to be directly out to the lateral, out to the side. If it's a little easier to push a little bit forward, that's fine. Still working that front shoulder in the press here. Doing well. Set those down. We're gonna go back into a leg exercise here. So we're gonna hinge forward on something. Knee is soft, foot is flexed, and we're gonna kick this leg out. I'll call half and we'll switch. All right, nice flat back. We're doing a glute kickback here. So kick it back, don't arch the back. You just wanna squeeze the glute at the top. Getting those glutes activated and ready for our hip thrust, which is coming up. In 3, 2, and switch your leg here. Kick it back. Good. Don't kick too high. Just holding your body weight on one leg is work as well. So both legs are working here. Round 2, excellent. If you want, you can grab heavier weights for your sit squat, your narrow, wide sit squat. I'll hold 8s, start wide, push straight to the ceiling. Here we go. And you're up, slow and control on the down, feet together, push, control. Yes, very important that you don't plop. You want to control, which is going to really activate your quads on the descent, glutes as you ascend. But using the chair or bench, it's nice. You don't have to rely on your whole body weight, right? Or all your leg muscles to push your body weight up. Let's go to shoulders. Feel free to move up in weight if you want. I'll stick with 5s here. Single, single, double. Knees are soft. Press, other side, and both right here. Good. You want to make sure you're not arching your back on this one. This is why we keep those knees soft, so we don't hyperextend our pelvis and tilt it forward. We want to just kind of give a little pelvic tuck so we don't arch the back. And let's go to our glute kickback. Hinging at the waist, super flat back. Foot is flexed and we're doing that kick back. Only as high as is comfortable. Don't arch the back. Up. I'll let you know when it's half and then we'll switch. In 3, 2, and switch your side. We're making our way down to the ground for this next circuit. I'm gonna bring 12s down there. And you're gonna start with a chest press. All right, so dumbbells over the chest. You're pressing up toward the ceiling. Here we go. So we press and down. Good. It's important to keep the weights over the chest and not let them migrate over the head. And keep those wrists locked and neutral, so don't let them bend back either. And we're just hovering over the ground. We're not bouncing the elbows off the ground. Let's set one of those dumbbells down, and we're gonna go into a glute thrust. I'm gonna put another dumbbell on my pelvis, have a good handle of it. Feet are close to the bottom, and we're pushing up with a pulse at the top. So glute thrust pulse. Here we go, up, little pulse, and drop. Up, little pulse. You're squeezing the glutes as you push up toward the ceiling. Again, not arching the back. And I'm gonna take that same dumbbell and go into a tricep extension. So I'm just gonna hold the one, bend back at the elbow and press up. Of course, you can go lighter if you wanna grab some lighter ones, or one dumbbell in each hand is fine. Press, good. This is like 6 pounds per hand here with my 12-pound dumbbell. So that's fine for me, but triceps are tough. Not a lot of people train them frequently enough to make them strong. So they do tend to be fairly weak on a lot of women. So let's change that narrative. Make sure your back's not arched. Tuck the pelvis under, push the small of your back into the ground, and slow your movement here. You want to have a good handle on that dumbbell. Very good. Back to the top with your chest press. All right. I'm sticking with 12s this whole time. Go lighter, go heavier, whatever works for you. Over the chest, here we go, and press up. Doing well. Getting ready mentally for that glute thrust coming next. Okay, I'll set one of those dumbbells down. This one's on the pelvis. Feet are closer to the bottom and pulse at the top. Have a good handle on your dumbbell. Ready and press up and pulse. Good. Nice squeeze at the top as well. Very good, and into the tricep extension. Again, you can grab lighter weights if you'd like. I'm okay here with this 12-pound. All right, bending at the elbow, good grip on your dumbbell, and slow and press. Good. So I'm not allowing the dumbbell to come back over my head or face, right? In the event that it slips and drops. You see my arms are migrated backwards a little bit here so that when I press up, the extension keeps tension on the triceps, not over my head though. Make sure you push the small of your back into the ground. You could even cross one leg here if that helps you. Very nice. All right, good. Little water break. We're gonna get up, make sure we're not dizzy, and go for a 3-minute cardio interlude. Let's go for a cross body punch. We're gonna turn across the body there. If that makes you dizzy, you could just hit the diagonal out to the front right there as well. You wanna pivot your foot here. Ready? Let's go. So pick it up, punch. Right there, good. You can keep your eyes facing front and that helps with the dizzy as well. Two seals, two T-Rex. You could stick with the seal, and if you don't want to squat, just stay right here, that's fine. Tap it out. All right, this one's gonna kick the heart rate up a bit more and work right here, here, and low. Other side low. Good. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, and finishing this cardio interlude with 2 front kicks, 1, 2, 2 back kicks. So 2 front, 2 back, nice and quick. Ready? Shoulders back, here we go. 1, 2, and back, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, that's it. Okay, going into the strength circuit here. I'm gonna grab my 12. You can do 8, 10, 12, 15 for our 1-arm row. So either on a bench here, or just hinge forward like we did for the glute kickback. Here we go, I'll call half. So your back is flat, and you're thinking of retracting the shoulder blade at the top. So reach up, squeeze, slight pause at the top, up, good. And switch your arm, back is flat, retract, long. Let's set that down, going into your alternating curl. I'll hold 10s. This could be seated or standing. We're gonna alternate out to the side. That bicep curl right there. Shoulders back, and we curl and switch. Good. Squeeze the bicep at the top. And again, wrists are locked in neutral. Don't let your wrist bend back. Okay, I see women doing that lots, and then you develop carpal tunnel in the wrist. You don't want that. Elbows close to the body here. All right, setting those down. We're gonna go into some shoulders, so go with a lighter weight, maybe 2s, 3s, maybe even 1s or 5s. All right, we're gonna front raise here and then lateral raise right here, alternating and work. So you're up and slow to the side and slow. Don't swing at the bottom. And you're only coming up to 90 degrees on the armpit there, on both the front and the side raise. Stick the chest out. Back to the top. Back to your one arm row. Could you go a little heavier? We are actually gonna do 45 seconds per side, okay? I want you to stay there a little bit longer, go a little bit slower. So roll the shoulder back and we row and slow. Okay, we're just gonna get used to doing a little bit more volume on this one side here. So you can take your time, don't feel rushed here. I'm at 6 and I'm staying on this side. Stay with me here. Full range of motion, so let that arm all the way down. Good extension and then a good retraction of the shoulder blade at the top. Okay, excellent. How did that feel? Switch sides, other arm. Again, you can hinge anywhere. I'll come here so you can see my arm. Roll the shoulder back. Okay, back is flat and retract right here. Lift, good. Keep your neck neutral. It's in alignment with your spine. Just looking at the floor below you. Last 10 seconds here. Then we're going into that bicep curl again. Okay, I'll go back to my 10s for this. We're alternating that curl. Palms are up. Alternating sides, shoulders low and back. Curl it here, up, and switch. Let's go into shoulders, setting those down there. I've got the 3s again. Front raise, lateral raise. Don't shrug here, okay? Lots of times I'll see people shrugging. Here we go. Shrugging is gonna use your neck muscles instead of your shoulders. Think of pushing that shoulder up toward the ceiling, okay? Or pushing the weight up toward the ceiling using the shoulder. So I think about this muscle here. right here, I think push that muscle up. All right, let's make our way down to the ground. I'm gonna bring some 8s down there for triceps. We're gonna start with an overhead tricep extension. Okay, very isolated on the triceps here, but I'm gonna pop my hips into glute bridge, palms face each other here. And you're bending back at the elbow and pressing. Now you could eliminate the glutes, but it's another way to activate those muscles here. Practice your balance, stability, and yeah, hit those glutes at the same time. Slow and controlled on the down. Let's set those weights down. We'll go right into our bicycle. You can do low and slow right here for an advanced move. I'm gonna do a modified move, alternating elbow to knee tap. Hands behind the head, and we reach. Good, and reach. So trying to reach the elbow to the outside of the knee. And I'm really gently supporting my head with my hands. Now, if that is sore on your neck and you wanna eliminate the upper body, okay, you can be right here with the head on the ground instead. This way though, you get lower ab and upper ab activated, which is nice. Almost there. All right, let's flip it over for our fire hydrant. Up onto all fours, I want you to push up through the shoulder blades. We're gonna lift that leg out to the side, just like that. And I'll call half and then we'll switch. Here we go, and we're up and up. Okay, lift it as high as you can comfortably. You're gonna feel a good amount of tension on your stationary leg as well. All right, switch legs just in time. And round 2, back to your tricep extension. And again, if you wish to go into the glute bridge, that's what I'll be doing. Feel free. Holding my 8s, palms face each other, hips to the ceiling, hands to the ceiling. And you're back at the elbow there, and slow. So hands are in a different position than when we did the first tricep extension, right? So hitting a slightly different element, a different part of the tricep there. Into your ab, bicycle, right? Or that modified with elbow to knee tap. Get ready and work here. Switch, reach. Ten seconds. And let's move into the fire hydrant. All right, alcohol half. Pushing up through the shoulder blades, okay? And hands should be directly under the shoulders here. Here we go, lift it up, good. And one more in this leg, and switch. You're almost there, folks. Push, push. Last 5 seconds here. Feeling that burn. 3, 2, 1, and done. And you move daily in the perfect total body workout. That was great. A little bit of cardio there. All of the major muscle groups targeted. That was good. Join me for a stretch if you can. All right, join me on the ground here. Good work, everyone. Let's start with a glute stretch. So you're gonna sit, take that one leg, draw it toward your body, little torso turn, and drop the shoulders there. We're just lengthening back out through that glute, which just felt like fire in that fire hydrant, aptly named. So that was good. A great way to target a little bit of everything, right? A good full body workout. We did it for 2 rounds, switch sides here. And the way that you could progressively overload this, even if you didn't have heavier weight amounts, is to eventually hit everything for 3 rounds, right? So you could pause the video and do 1 extra round of the exercises, and that would be a progressive way to get better each week. And then the following, maybe you do that for 3 weeks, and then you're like, okay, and my body's used to this now, let's go into a butterfly stretch. Then you start to elevate the weight amounts. So instead of starting with, 3 pounds and doing that for the 2 sets, maybe you do 3 pounds for one and 5 pounds for the next. And you do that for a few weeks. And then maybe you go 5 pounds for both sets, and you do that for a few weeks. Let's straighten the leg and hinge at the waist. So that is called progressive overload, and what you want to do is very progressively and slowly. You don't want to overload it instantly, because then you can't show up again tomorrow. That is the goal, because volume, the amount of times that you can show up and execute these exercises with good form, the volume is going to be the driver of hypertrophy or the increase in muscle size. Switch legs if you didn't. So that's kind of how the formula works. And yes, you can build muscle lifting lighter weights like we did here today, but the caveat is it has to be challenging for you. So when I first get clients to start, let's reach across the body here. Like when I was a trainer in people's homes, you always start super light, lighter than they think, because the main thing is to be able to show up again tomorrow. So we start with that, we start light, we start to work our way up. And then as your body adapts to the load, that's when you need to begin to overload if you don't want to plateau, right? If you want to see some definition, some tone, some musculature, that requires that you overload the muscle so that it doesn't plateau, so it doesn't stay the same. Round through the back here. And so that's the way you can do it. You can do it through rep amount. You can do it through weight amount, through adding a number of sets to the workout. So we did 2 sets today, but you could do 3 sets or 4 sets. But you want to do it slowly over time, because we have to always refer back to the first goal, which is to be able to show up again tomorrow. Arms behind you, stretch that chest here. Well, this was good. You did well today. Thanks for joining. As always, go move daily in your wellness and nutrition. If you're looking for a program for this summer, something to follow along so you don't fall off the wagon, click or tap right there. Join us. We'd love to have you. See ya in the next workout.